We're now going to do riders involving the Theorem of Pythagoras. Pythagoras was a mathematician, and he discovered that in any right-angled triangle, so here we have our right-angled triangle, the square on the hypotenuse, so if we have a look here, the right angle is an important part of your diagram because it always points to the hypotenuse. So the square on the hypotenuse equals the sum of the squares on the other two sides. And you can go and test this and you will see. So if I add up the squares, so here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This square is 5 by 5, which will be 25. This square is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 by 4, which is 16. And this square is 3 by 3, which is 9. 3 times 3 is 9, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 5 is 25. So if I add these two together, 9 plus 16 gives you 25. Now, we use this theorem in order to find the length either of the hypotenuse or of one of the sides. So in this video, we are going to look at finding the length of the hypotenuse. It is written like this. Hypotenuse squared equals side 1 squared plus side 2 squared, and your reason is always Pythag. Let's have a look at the worked example. Right. Solve for the variable giving reasons or giving a reason. This variable is on a side. So as soon as you have to find the length of a side, you always think of Pythag. Up to now, we've only been dealing with angles. Like I said to you, this is the most important part to start off with because it points to the hypotenuse. So x is the hypotenuse. And Pythag says hypotenuse squared equals side 1 squared plus side 2 squared. Right, you're not going to write the theorem like that, but in order to do the riders, that is what you're going to use. So my hypotenuse is x, so x squared equals side 1, I can take either of these two sides. I'm going to take 120 and I'm going to square it, plus 90 and I square it. My reason, remember you always have to start with a plus statement. My reason is simply Pythag. And please remember it can only work in a right angled triangle. So x squared equals 120 squared is 14,400. Plus 90 squared is 8,100. If I add them together, x squared equals 22,500. Now, remember that we've got the value of these squares added together. And to find the one side, I am going to square root. So what I do is I square root both sides, remember from equations, and I will get x equals 150. And what were they? They were centimeters. Please remember to put your units in. So in this video, we're finding the length of the hypotenuse. I want you to go and try the test your understanding. And then there are more examples in chapter 3, exercise 3.1.